everyone, Kat here, your favorite ginger bibliophile with some, usually standardized reading sprints. I usually try to put up a little thing and give y'all some heads up because it's always about 5 o'clock on Fridays, but life has been a little crazy and I wasn't sure if I was going to manage, so we're going to do that because it's gotten a little crazy. And yeah, there's some cleaner up there because somebody was a bad boy and I needed a little extra help getting the stank out of what you did to that blanket. Washing didn't do it. And no, I'm not crazy. If y'all could... There's a guilty boy right there. We gave him a blanket in his kennel for in case there was a storm, and he went and peed on it. Yes, you did. So we've got our Jackie boy who needs his levies. So we're hanging out in the office so we can have some little lovey time without being harassed by the pups. Because he doesn't get along with the puppies too much. Or the humans sometimes. But, yes. So y'all might be hearing some purring. I'm not sure how well that's coming through, but there's a purr monkey down here. Oh yeah, you're gonna purr and still threaten me with your claws. That's not nice. But it's Friday. We gotta kick it off in a nice relaxing mood, get into the weekend. So we're gonna do some reading sprints. I am trying to get through this. It's the 8th book in the Frostborn series, which the first 4, there's a prequel and then 3, but I'm going to go ahead and count that as 4. And they feel very much kind of like the Lord of the Rings, but the flow of it and the writing style is more Hobbit, but it's run by Aragorn. And then along the way, it got a little... Try to get some romance with some chick that I really don't friggin' like. She's got complexity and all. It's kind of like Snape. He's a good character, but you freaking hate him. And that's who our hero is hooking up with. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I've gotten fairly far, even though I started this a week ago, because I keep falling asleep. Either don't read it, or I make 40 pages, and it's not even that big. I mean, the print on that is not small. The book isn't either. It's not your standard paperback, which what's the pick a freaking size? Which is rude. Stupid publishers. But at least the 2 books that I own physically by him, they're at least both the same size, but they don't fit everything else on my shelf. Rude. They're not quite hardback size, but they're definitely not paperback size. And these were the only size option because I've actually never seen them anywhere outside Amazon, and I got the only 2 that were under $15 while they were on sale. And y'all probably don't remember me talking about this because I read the last one last year, and then it made me mad between the editing and the romance, so I stopped, and then I wanted to pick it up again because if they get rid of her stupidness, it's a good series. But it is what it is. And we'll see what happens. So, yep, hopefully y'all are having some fun. And hopefully somebody pops in. Or I'll just be talking to myself and reading. Oh, hi. How are you? What are you reading tonight? Oh, and bye. Okay. Well, that's just how it goes a lot of times. Especially when these are a surprise. And I've got my water in my favorite cup. Poison. Which is usually what I take to work. But clearly it's not working because I'm still here. And so I still have to go to work. No fair. I keep trying to, convince them to pay me to stay home reading and petting my pups. But so far, no. I have to show up to work. But, oh well. It is what it is. It's 5:07, and we're just gonna crack into the book, and hopefully we can have some discussions with some folks if y'all get here. If not, you're just gonna watch me read for a while, and this will be a very boring but productive for me stream, kind of like on Saturdays when I do my cross-stitching of Harry Potter, which I will try to do tomorrow. I have not done it for a couple weeks because I have not been feeling well, but I will try to run one tomorrow about noon-ish. And I have to put up that video of the little bit of crafting that I've gotten randomly done here and there throughout the last month. I'm trying to keep myself, every month I gotta show y'all my progress, because then if I don't do it, I have nothing to show y'all. So now I gotta do it. Because it's gonna look cool when it's all done. Hopefully. Maybe. They didn't do a good job of that. But if y'all check out my streams on Saturdays for my crafting, y'all will know what's up with that. No, you cannot drink off my lid, you weirdo. Yeah, it's gotta be in there because you knocked it over the last 2 times. Like a butt. Mm-hmm. So over here licking the lid. There's not anything on there, but he sees the little droplets that are stuck to it, and he's like, I'm gonna get it. But I have to do that because last time I had just a straight up uncovered regular glass, and he knocked it over and licked the water off the floor. Like a fuzzy butt. Who's in the corner pouting? Huh. Is that your version of I got attention and now I have to go on the other side of the stool to lick my tail? Because he has a habit of, like, all right, I want attention, and then I'm going to go over here and take a bath. Call me over. Nah, I just want to see if you wanted me. And I have to call him again to actually get his attention. So, he's a weirdo. But he's my fluffy weirdo. Oh, hi, how are you tonight? What are you reading? Bye. Oh, and I got the perfect bookmark for this book. We got Amor on one side and Aowen, who is freaking awesome, on the other. That's the bookmark I've been using for this series. So, yay! Hi, how are you, Elaine? What have you got to read tonight? It's pretty good. We've got a lot of action going on with, wizards and orcs and shamans and whatnot, and a really stupid romance. Oh, you said you want attention again, big boy. Okay. I'm good. About to start Star Trek Probe. Nice. Yeah, I didn't see any books for that when I, went to the store last month. So to see what's on Libby, maybe. Hopefully, it'll be a good one for you. Figured I'd try to get in a half-hour-ish sprint and give us some time to get into the books and see what happens. I've still got about 100-ish pages here, but I doubt I will finish it. Panther says, thank you for the lovely comments. I looked into 2 books for book trip during my thrift store trip. Hard to find. Nice. Panther is very welcome. He's so adorable. Mine are just busy being butt heads. They never want to play nice for the camera anymore. As I got Jack over here, he finally decided to, quit sulking under the desk. I don't know, like movie and game books are either you can find 1,000 of them written by 50 different authors, or you can't find anything. There's like no in between for those. Huh? There's just no in between. Exactly. Panther will pick and choose when he wants to be cute and pose for the camera. Usually, as soon as I pick it up, they start being cute. That is way too true. They're just like, oh, I'm adorable? Not anymore. Or, oops, I'm just going to go run away. Little man's favorite is he either stops doing it or goes, oh, I need to inspect this. So all you get is, nose. And then he's taught Franny that move too. You got to get him being cute while they're like unconscious because they sleep in adorable ways. But then he still has a sixth sense sometimes of, ooh, you're going to get me. Like, well, stop sleeping in weird, adorable ways, and I wouldn't try to catch you snoring. Jackie Boy sometimes does it. That's why he's in most of my shorts. He's the one that decides to be cute and just completely oblivious. But no, you're just being a swatty little butt, even though you're purring. Yes. he's taken to pouting because JB has learned to passively aggressive, be a butthead. He's like, I don't want attention. Oh, you're sitting here loving on my brother? Well, now I'm going to sneak in and go, I'm going to get on your hip. And of course, pouty boy over here. Oh, you have two hands and you were petting both of us? Nope, that's unacceptable. I'm going to go over here, and then even if you chase him off, I'm not coming back. So then he just doesn't get attention. He just purrs and pouts. Those close-ups with nose prints is a bit too close. I've given up cleaning my windows because they get a lot of close-ups too. And you'd think that would teach the birds that, hey, there's a window here between the nose prints and the curtains. No, we still get them smacking into the window. The only thing that works is when JB jumps up on the windowsill and they're like, furry Godzilla! And they all like scatter, even though the feeder is like 15 feet away. They haven't figured out that there's a window there. Even with the nose prints and the feathers from their friends running into it, they haven't learned. They're not very smart. But they're cute. I think Jack's the only one that hasn't tried to traumatize them. Hi! What are y'all reading tonight? You plotting on my toes, Jack. Oh, you done? You gonna go pick another corner? Okay, Jackie boy. I have a crystal hanging outside. Has cut down on birds getting too close. Nice. I have a feeling that would just kind of, have Jack or JB just ooh and fighting the window, so they wouldn't even come in. It's like, don't hit the window, but I still want to see y'all a little bit. Even though I don't know why they're like, ooh, I see a red curtain, and they still want to go for it. And not the cute hummingbirds that supposedly like red that I haven't visited at all this year, despite the flowers and the feeder. No, but it's mourning doves, but they're so rude. We sit there, we make fun of them and call them pigeons. And they're always smacking into that one window. Hey, Henry. So can you sit with dogs, Amelia, please, because I have got COVID and off to bed at 12 p.m., please. If you can please tell a bit about your dogs. Well, they are in the living room. This is about the time I start loving on Jackie Boy, who's my fluffy kitty and does not do well with anybody. He's even kind of sketchy with me sometimes, so I've got a scratcher for him. So kind of loving on him right now when he wants it. He's having bath mode. The pups will be in. I'll put him back in his room and open the door so if they want to come visit in a little while. But hopefully you get to feeling better soon. That's no fun. I'm sure they will show up in some other sprints or videos. So, hey Vin, how are you? Are you back from your vacation? Of course, inside Tiki and Panther chase the others. Oh my goodness. Oh, my buttheads are not good at chasing lights. Like, little man likes it. Franny figured out where it came from, and we had to get rid of the laser pointer because she kept trying to bite my hand. And Jack is afraid to play with it because he thinks she's going to bust in and take him out so she can get it now. I started playing with him with it, and she figured out that I was in there playing with him and started like barking and hitting the door. So now it's just a trauma thing for everybody. And JB's just too stupid to figure out to chase it or me. And Vincent, I am. Week back in work was not good, but I have a weekend off. Yeah, back from vacation is never fun. You always have stupid work. At least you get to harass Noah a bit. So, what are you reading for this evening? Just uploading tomorrow's review. Ooh, what do you got going up for tomorrow? What? They split y'all up? That's just rude. Like, you gotta go to work and you don't even get to, hang out with your fun coworker. They don't pay enough to deal with people and that. I've never known a company that does. New release, The Only Light Left Burning, a YA post-apocalypse male romance. That's a new one for sure. Post-apocalypse. Wahaha. It always feels like that's coming lately. Oh, don't you do it. I see you thinking it. Good boy. It's plotting on my water cup again. That should definitely be an interesting one. It's a follow-up to one I reviewed last year. It was pretty good. Nice. That's like what I've got on my phone. I was like, oh, I could do a review. No, I'm gonna hold off doing that review because I got a book from Libby. Hi, Ginger. Do you have a good day? I'm well, thank you. Was your day at least manageable despite being sick? On Pride Reads. Yeah. This month. So next is a band book. Oh, nice. Yeah, right now the book that I got off Libby is it's a Mulan retelling, so it kind of works. It wasn't intentional for June, but it kind of works. And then I've got my Lord of the Rings knockoff on paperback. Honestly, I'm surprised the book that I'm reading off Libby hasn't been banned, considering. But I think it's only because it's too old now that they're all up in arms about it. They forgot. I'm watching Euros 2024. Well, that's fun. I actually have a library audiobook downloaded. Nice. I keep wanting to do audiobooks because that would be a lot easier at times than trying to hold a book and, actually do stuff, or I'm washing the dishes. I could just listen, but my mind wanders way too much for those. Can dogs sit next to you? The dogs are, right now, they are in the living room hanging out with the boyfriend. And the cat only gets attention every now and then, and he does not do well with the doggies. See, we've got my Jackie boy over here. He's used to think he was one of the dogs and would hang out with them, but ever since he ran out under Franny and got lost, he's a lot more hit or miss. He will sniff her and then he will try to fight us all and run away. So, give him a little attention before he goes back to his room. That was going to be my library, but it is still his room 5 years later. Which, this is actually really good progress for him, that he's laying near me and letting me kind of occasionally give him proper scratches, even though there's no food to have him distracted by. Depends on the narrator. I know Jaleesa was listening to one narrated by Tom Hanks. Not a great experience, apparently. What? I didn't know he narrated a book. But also, that's kind of sad. You expect really good out of him. He just seems like a really chill dude. Can call dogs over. England lost to Iceland 1-0. Aw, that sucks. I find the same with audio. Reads too slow when I get distracted. Yes, I swear you have to have a certain kind of mindset to be able to do audio, and I do not have it. The pups are plotting something. I heard them go tearing down the hall. They're probably, I'm guessing, yelling at the boyfriend for their, daily toothbrush. But he got home from work and went and started working on doing some measuring and whatnot. He's going to make me a bookcase in here, actually. So they've been, get some attention and then going out into the garage and helping with that. Because Franny's been lying and saying that it's time for her toothbrush, when really it's supposed to be 5 o'clock, and they try to get it the second we get home. That isn't necessarily 5 o'clock, depending on the day. Of course, she also does that with dinner that she knows is at 8, but she starts yelling at about 6:30. You're the only low maintenance one. You don't care. You get your dinner and your attentions whenever you get them. And half the time you still don't want it. Huh. The black, oh, that's Lil Man. Oh, yeah. Like, Jack is kind of okay with Franny. Like, sometimes he sniffs her, sometimes he just smacks her and walks away. Him and Lil Man will full on, like, it will be World War III and I will be in the middle getting murdered. Lil Man is a terrier, and he acts exactly like one. He literally vibrates of, let me get him. And Jack knows, he's like, nope. I was friends with the other dog before I escaped. Like, they would go on walks together. Lil Man is the reason he started going over the fence. Like, they were good in the house, but kind of. But he wants to chase him. And that only works with our other cat who doesn't know that he is a cat. Because we found him and raised him since he was a blind bottle-fed kitten. Whereas Jack was a street kitty that was starved and already fully grown. Kurzweil, great program. You can pick the speed, but not free like Libby, and you have to pay extra for books. That sounds rude. Doesn't the speed kind of mess with it, make them sound like chipmunks? So no, I've done some reading. I'm like, I can read this in my head a lot faster than I can read it to y'all. So like, I played with kind of speeding them up. I'm like, even just a little bit, I'm like, I sound like a freaking chipmunk. Huh. So we all know that's how we got Alvin and the Chipmunks. Somebody just read it and then sped it up. It's okay. They're not yelling at you. Oscar, quit being a butt. Yeah, Jack's over here giving me crazy face now. Are they planning to come in and eat me? Because little man's being a butthead. It's okay. You're safe. They're not going to eat you. It sounds like chipmunks if you speed it up. My students used to crack up doing that. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to speed it up a lot, and then you will still turn into a chipmunk very quickly. Might as well just get a little helium balloon to start with. And have Bree can belly rub dogs, please. Yeah, Jack's got about another half hour in it, and then we'll put him in his room and see if the pups want to come visit or not. I have seen a few people who listen to audio at double speed. I don't understand. Yes. Anytime, there's two folks that I follow that really like audiobooks. And I go, nope, you have to do it fast, because otherwise it takes too long to get through the book. And they're always talking about doing it at, 2.5 speed. I'm like, how? Does that not just make you go, ooh, mind wander even more? Like, it's fast enough to tolerate, but doesn't the voice just... Okay, now all I can think is Alvin's, chipmunk episodes. It just boggles my mind. Franny, that's not nice. And I know that was you. I can manage up to 1.5 speed max, but that depends again on the narrator. Yeah, I guess if they have a really deep voice to begin with, maybe it sounds like less chipmunky. I feel like my mind would still wander way too much, and then I would come back to it not knowing what's going on. Oh, jeez. Yeah. I'll see if they want to come visit in a little bit, but yeah, right now it's the cat's turn. We kind of gotta, do them back and forth so they can all get their attention since there's 4 of them in the house. And they all get jealous if they don't get their one-on-one attentions. But they'll make an appearance eventually. And if not, I'm pretty sure I've got some videos in that playlist of all the animals. But they just kind of do their own thing, whether they want attention or if it's nap time or whatnot. The little man hasn't been snuggly at all this week. Excuse me. My name is Henry, Autism Life in Lincolnshire, always. Oh, sure. That makes it much harder. It's not something I know very much about. There isn't anybody in my life that really struggles with that one. He said the pups. And I'll put him up at the end of that hour, and we'll see if the pups want to come visit. Crack the door open for them to bust in, but they don't always come when they're called. So that's why I never promise that they'll be on streams, because they're living creatures. They do what they want to do on their own thing. I could just control whether or not they have access to the cat so that he doesn't freak out. That's the problem. When you've got nothing but rescues, they all have their issues that have to be taken care of, and that sometimes means that they don't get along with the others very well, or they only get along in very specific situations. Hi, Deb. How are you? I'm reading Songbirds and Snakes. Is that like a nature thing, or is that more of a euphemism for somebody's getting taken out by somebody else? Are you having a good evening so far? Hunger Games. Oh, jeez. So definitely not a nice, like, relaxing nature book. That is one I couldn't get into. It just, yeah, the whole idea of that one is just one that it's like, all right, that theory is gonna make me angry, and I'm trying to get away from how angry the real world makes me. I'm doing well, just kind of enjoying the weekend until Monday rolls around again. And I'd planned to do some recording today, but my sinuses kicked in, and the meds for that knocks me out way more than anything that's actually supposed to put me to sleep. So I slept for like 4 hours when I should have been doing readings and reviews. Oops. I have to sneak some in tomorrow. Oh, are you having a pout over there, Jackie boy? Yeah, I wish I could blame it on allergies, just like random sinuses, and it's only this side of my head that it affects. Like the rest of me will be fine, but the ear and all that on this side, nope. So I'm just glad it's allergies because it got so bad, like my whole jaw just hurt. I'm like, yay, I don't have money for the dentist. Got an earache, took a sinus pill. Yay, my ear and my jaw feel better now. And it's a year-round problem. But not nearly as bad as when I was a kid. Are you just starting off your book, or are you, gotten far into it, so yet? Or are you just sleeping in a new spot now, Jackie boy? Just trying to figure out where you like. Come here. I'm on chapter 18. Nice. I'm not sure what chapter number is this. It doesn't have a table of contents. 17. Woohoo! I've still got that much to go, but part of that is also a random stuff of the next book. So yay! So I still got to get through that much of it. I'm hoping to finish it during sprints, but I doubt it because that's about 80 pages. Here, we'll go ahead and go till the hour and then see where everybody is at and see if any of the puppies want to come visit. Just right now, I've got the kitty in here, and he doesn't get along with the dogs very much. But he likes having his change of scenery from his room where he has to stay in since he doesn't play well with others. Huh. Do you, Jack? Like, I don't even want to play nice with you right now, Mama. I see that face. That's a sleepy, leave me alone face. How much do I have left in this chapter? Oh, that's a long chapter. I need to learn how to make videos shorter. Yours are just very detailed, whereas mine are. So this is the pacing, and this was the like vibe that I got from it. And ooh, I like this, and I hated this. I'm either excited or ticked off. I don't do breakdowns. You go into all the like, all right, let's break this down. This part was good. This part was bad. Here's why I like this and why I hated that. You're so much more detailed. Very scientific about it. Which everybody has their own style. Anyway, thanks for the tag the other day. Me and Noah are going to do it together, as you mentioned the banter. That's awesome. I love it. I can't wait to see how y'all split that one up. Dude, y'all are so much freaking fun. Like, I love y'all individually, but y'all get together, y'all just play off of each other, and it's freaking hilarious. Though I'm surprised it's still counting you. Half the time you're a ghost on here. Mine are longer as well. We all have our own style. Exactly. Like, if everyone always did everything the same way, that would be so freaking boring. Like, we all got our own personality, and it shows through in how we do things and what we do. Was aiming for maybe 10 minutes. It ended up 23. I love it. Every time I want to do like a short one, I end up getting into it and babbling, and it's really long. And then I'm like, all right, this is going to be a long one. So if folks watch it, I can actually get like some time. And I'm like, all right, it's been 3 minutes. I don't know what to say anymore. It's never as planned. Like, I don't know what would happen if I actually managed to have a plan and it actually work. I think that might be the day that the world ends. Probably. My short ones are the kids. Books take longer. Hard to decide what to say. Yes. Mine are always strictly off the cuff unless I'm just like reading y'all a story. So it just kind of goes. And the animals are, well, they get there twice a week, shorts. And I never know if I'm like, all right, I'm going to have the cats, I'm going to have the dogs, I'm going to have something out in the backyard. It depends who decides to play nice. Where it's like, well, I took a video when we went to go look at the fish and see if we wanted to bring any home. Here you go. Here's that. Or like, yeah, we have cute bunnies. Of course, they're coming out at night, so it's a really dark speck if I actually tried to record anything. But they only want to hang out when I can't really see them. Yeah, I think I've got one book that I want to do a review for that I might manage to sneak in. And it's got to be short because I'll be filming it on here where I don't have a lot of storage for long videos because I have a couple thousand pictures and videos of my yard and my animals. So it's only like 27 gigs and I got the cheapest one I could get. So that's like half my storage. Oh, I don't even have notes. That may be the issue, to be frank. Wait, we're supposed to have notes for these things? Not just going off of memory? Oops. I usually have notes to check that I cover the points I wanted to. Yeah. Plan to be under 10 minutes. The only time I have notes is for like the wrap ups. When I'm like, I have no idea what I have read by the end of the month unless I make a list and go, oh yeah, I like that one, I like that one. I remember that one making me angry. But by the end of the month, I can't remember what on earth I have read. Because initially I was doing reviews of every book that I read. And like, no, I want to do more than just reviews of my channel. So now they're kind of the background, except for the really long wrap-ups of here's a review of everything. Yes, Elaine, you get it. We just all doing our own thing. We're keeping it interesting. And I mean, hey, if folks are coming back and watching, clearly your style is working for somebody. So we're finding our people. We put Jackie boy back in his room and we'll see if the pups want to visit or not. Huh. Mr. Pouty Face. Yes. Come here, Jack. Yeah, I'll make sure they don't get you. You got safe passage. Good boy. Friend. You can come get some lobbies now. Wait, Hey. Yes. Now you can come in here. They all like to inspect when I come in here since this room is always closed up. Well, that she always wants to see where Jack has been. Because anytime I go near this door or she sees me getting ready to do the litter box, it's like, ooh, you can't clean the litter box while he's in there because he wants to inspect and get slappy. So she's like, oh, you got your stuff? You're going to let him out. I need to see him. Where has he been? He's been in that room. What was he doing in that room? True, I am super small with subs, but consistently have over 25% returning viewers. Nice. You know, like, I've got a ton of subs, but very few that actually come back, because most of them are just, yeah, we're just here for the dogs. And they're not even here for the dogs when I do their videos. It's like I've noticed, I'm like, yep, I have this many. But I'm getting like 2% that are actually looking at the videos. So it's been 5 seconds, I'm done. But that's okay. The couple that do are the ones that I comment and we have fun. Just subbed and seen cats. I like cats. Swear. Animals are great. Everybody it's like we'll watch just for in case that there's gonna be something. So anytime they make a visit, I'm like, yep, it's in the title. I promise they're here somewhere. And those half the time are my best views. I promise they do make an appearance. The cats, not so much. They're strictly in the shorts because JB sucks at cuddling and Jack, well, I can't really record videos in Jack's room. Plus, I think it'd drive everyone nuts because it's yellow. I was going to paint it when we moved him out, but he hadn't calmed down enough to be moved out of his room. So it's still the yellow room instead of my library. Trying to figure out YouTube is a short trip to Crazy Town. Yes! Like, the one that I did last Sunday, I got a couple thousand views on it. The one that I posted Wednesday, it literally only got shown to 3 people. Like, well, of course nobody's seen it. You showed it to 3 people in 3 days. You showed the other one to 4,000 people and half of them watched it. YouTube is just designed to make everyone go like, you're failing. Okay, we love you. No, you're failing again. I give up. We have 2 dogs. Ooh, what kind of doggies do you have, Deb? I think I have it figured in the algorithm. Algorithm goes, haha, nope. Exactly. Like, oh, we only like your videos on Sundays. Just kidding. We don't even like them on Sundays. Like, what? I love dogs, but I'm out of the house too much for it to be fair. A corgi? Oh, they're so cute. Their little wiggle butts and stubby legs. And a chihuahua mix. Nice. You know, the vets keep trying to call Lil Man a chihuahua. I'm like, no. Look at that face and look at that size. He's some kind of a terrier, except for I've never seen a solid colored terrier. So he's my snuggly little 30-pound butthead. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Well, one, I don't have the money for more vet visits and everything else, but it's like I have to be able to spend time with them and get them, acclimated to each other. I'm not home enough to get the, new dog acclimated to the other 4 buttheads in the house. JB, what are you plotting over there? So Franny left, but the other kitty came in, and now he's just plotting. I wish mine were snuggle. Franny, she doesn't so much snuggle as invade your space and dare you to try to get something to your mouth. She's like, oh, you have food? And she's literally just, hello. If I lick my nose, I'm going to lick your face. Whereas little man, he's snuggly when he wants to be, and then he has his guard dog moods. And lately he's been being a jealous butt because he gets to hang out in the house all day with, Franny and JB, and Jack is in his room all by himself, hearing them, possibly be plotting to bust in the door and eat him, when really they're just cussing out the neighbors all day. So I'll say hi to him, go get cleaned up, and then go love on Jackie Boy. And Lemon's like, you were supposed to love me, and you loved on the cat first, so now I'm mad at you. So I can't get any attention just because I have to snub you. And then he ditches me every night anyway, because once it's bedtime, he only wants the boyfriend. When it's not bedtime, he likes to make the boyfriend jealous and go, you're not allowed to touch my mama. And just snuggle. Unless he's jealous of the cat. They're all so weird. Yes! Then, you have kitties. We all need to see the animals on occasion. Come on now. I still need to do, a kitty tag. I did one for my pups. And they were butt heads until I busted out the peanut butter. But I need to do one for the cats, too. But I'm so far behind, and work is about to get me farther behind. Xena loves to snuggle and be wrapped in her binky. Oh, that is so cute. Penny or Corky thinks she's a big dog, loud barks, but cute little legs. It's always the little ones that sound so mean, isn't it? I used to have a medium-sized dog, but from behind the door, he was a St. Bernard that was going to eat you. And then, of course, now the little one is the one that runs everything, and Franny is his muscle. Ooh, I heard knocking. Was that Amazon? Yeah. Ooh, they're late. Usually they drop off by noon. Must have been the feds instead of UPS. Our Pomeranian wolf was like that tough guy on a leash. Mm-hmm. The little ones run the mob, and everybody else just it's terrified and it's their enforcer. Kind of like that in the real world too. It's us little ones you got to watch out for, because we got the attitude. The shorter they are, the bigger the I'm gonna do something. That's why we were all terrified of Mom and Dad. Just, I'm out of arm's reach. What you gonna do? We take. Oh, Mom's mad. I'm calling Grandma. She'll protect me. Mom was chin high on me. She was terrified. I can't wrap up any of our kitties. JB actually, if you try to make the bed and he's in the middle of it, he won't move. But if you cover him up, he'll start acting like you're trying to kill him. You can get out from under the blanket. Little man does it at least 4 times a night. But he hasn't figured it out. Yes, my little man. Yes, my little man. Oh, thank you. He's a good boy. You finally done with guard duty. Oh, okay. Good boy. That's a good boy. Hello. Yeah. Are we safe now? You can come hang out with Mama because we're nice and safe. Oh, clean your eyes. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. My cat Morgan terrified a friend. He is 6 foot tall and stood against the wall, wouldn't walk past Morgan. Well, that's because cats are crazy. The dogs will threaten you, but you can usually kind of sort of run. Cats, those little tiny legs are freaking fast. You're gonna get shredded to ribbons before you get 2 feet. Yeah, that's also partially why we brought JB home. I found him at my old job. All he had to do was sneeze, and he scared the crap out of 2 coworkers. One of which thought He was big and bad, and he'll just kill everything that crosses his path. I ain't afraid to go anywhere. I can shoot everything to death. The cat sneezed! Ah! Like, I'm taking this cat home. Like, yeah, big tough guy, huh? He didn't even threaten you. He didn't even meow. He sneezed. Scaredy cat. Yep. We have pot holders for handling Jack when he gets in a mood. He's either like he's a little snuggly boy, he'll just lay up against you and purr like nobody's business. Or he's trying to kill you, and it doesn't show up too well, but yeah, I have a nice little scar here where there was a cat on the other side of the window and he couldn't get it, so I took him out of the window and he was chill and just, I'm fine. And literally latched himself onto my arm. He got stuck out in the cold for a little bit until he calmed down after that. But we learned certain noises. He gets this look where he gets calm for a few seconds. And that's when you put the pot holders on, unless you're wearing like 4 layers, and you grab him and you toss him in another room and close the door for about 30 minutes. And he will be fine after that. But otherwise, yeah, somebody's going to the ER. Bruce is a bit temperamental, bit like me, to be frank. Anybody that thinks all animals are the same clearly has never had any. Cats are definitely crazier than dogs, but each one of them has a personality. It's like, I love Little Man's version of I'm angry at you. It's the same as I'm excited to see you. It's just attack kisses. And JB is learning to like pets. He will yell at you for attention, but then he'll flop over and try to kill you if you try to give him attention. Whereas Jack wants attention when you don't think that he does. Like, oh, he's flopped on his side. You can't touch him when he's showing his belly. That's when he really wants it. It's when he's just chilling that he might bite you. She was over 20 pounds and would growl. Vic that nicknamed her Dexter Psycho because she was uber calm, but don't turn your back on her. Only humans she was good with were me and hubby. That sounds like Lil Man, except for he's like 26 pounds. It's like, you'd think this tiny little, terrier would be terrified of like big guys. Like, y'all just saw him. He's all sweet, right? He just runs in, wags his tail, gives kisses. He's only like that with me and the boyfriend. Daddy has been to visit 4 times since we got him. He barked himself hoarse, just staring Daddy down, who's big old 6'2" dude. And then he's like, so Daddy's, I'm fine. I'm not good friends with him. I'm going to go in the other room, leave him alone. As soon as you turn around, I'm getting that ankle. Nope, you gotta back out of the room. Or I gotta sneak up and put him somewhere. But, nope, he's a big old tough guy, but he's my little snuggle bug. All our pets know how to work us. Or if you brought a dog, then you were good because she grew up with our dogs. So Little Man just needs a couple months. Like, he didn't even like Franny for the longest. He's like, wait, now I know how your dog felt about me if I'm a little attention-seeking usurper. And then finally was like, okay, now we're friends. And then when I lost my Scooter baby, we eventually got Franny, and he's like, no, I'm the big brother that doesn't like this little whippersnapper trying to take my toys and my attention. And he's done that with every pet we've brought into the house. It takes him like 3 or 4 months, and then he's like, fine, if you're here all the time. But everybody else is still death to the ankles down. Cat, dog, it does not matter. They're a bunch of flipping goofballs. But they're never boring. When we got cats, explained to her they needed a home like her rescue, and then she was good. Grandma to the other 5. Weird now, just 3. Yeah, that's Franny. Like humans, no. Small animals, if like JB and Little Man have a weird kind of relationship of Little Man chases JB, and if he doesn't, JB will sit there and box him and then go, "Come on, chase me." Mostly because Little Man wanted to fight him from the get go, and Franny wouldn't let him. Like she would turn on Little Man and start snarling, "You back up." And after a couple of months of that, he's like, "Fine, I can mess with him a little bit." So since they've been doing that since JB was a baby, that's just how they are. They play. And Franny wants to be friends with everything smaller than her, which is everything. But then Little Man comes outside and she's like, "Oh, well, he chased it, so I have to chase it." So all the birds and bunnies like her unless there's 2 of them. And then she immediately goes into pincher move with him. Butt heads. Goes from trying to sniff butt or just laying there not acknowledging them and just watching like we do to chasing. Her Low Man is constant, "I'm gonna get everything that moves." But JB allows it, so kind of mixed signal if I can chase the cat, but then I can't chase the other one. It's the big dogs that are weird. They'll be friends with everything. I had a black lab like that. She got along with cats, but not dogs. She would play mother to the stray cats in the neighborhood. Any dog came in the yard, she'd be proud she'd chase off something tiny too. What do you think? Should we do another half-hour sprint and see if we get any cute visitors or get far into our books? Hopefully we'll get some more visitors. Woo! Oscar! Quit yelling at everybody, little man. Yeah. You know you don't have to wait for me to tell you to quit yelling at everyone. You could just come hang out. What have you been getting into? You got a dirty face. You go play outside. Huh? Good boy. Don't hit me. You little burper butt. Oh. You going back to bed. Okay. Silly butt. Come here. Oh, you gonna tell me no? I saw that face. You thought about it. It was a deliberate rejection, little man. Gonna hurt my feelings. Oh, okay then. Silly boy. Does mommy just have to be dramatic to get some attention today? Huh? Do I have to be dramatic? Yeah. Seem like a little man. Did you ask for attention and then you try to kiss me? Like that's not a boost, mama? No, you're not gonna mess with Jackie boy. I see you staring at his door. Come here. Okay, fine, go to daddy. Xana curled on me. Say movement on the screen and now even over the internet, little man's causing trouble with the cats. He'll be happy to know about that. Little butt. See, I'm not sitting proper. He likes it if I'm like laying all lean back so he can go, ooh, belly pillow. Wait, no, I'm climbing up the boobs. I need to lick some chin. But now I'm having to actually sit up because this doesn't really work as slouchy as a proper couch spot. And he's far too pampered to be laying on a pillow on the floor. Like, we got a ginormous dog bed that's big even for Franny. He still will not use it because it's not as cushy as extra pillows and blankets on top of the couch or the bed. Come here. Oscar. I heard you. I see you plotting. Yeah. You're trying to figure out which human you want. He padded into the hallway and was just staring. Are you done yet? Mama, I can't be split between two humans. I'm stretched out, and Xena stretched out on me. She has no clue what a dog is, so fascinated when she sees him on the screen. I love it. Well, I'm happy to provide the puppies when they feel like it. He keeps going back and forth like, are you done? Like, yeah, this is a new room, but this room isn't cushy enough. It's like we're supposed to all be in the living room so he can bounce between us all and between the furniture. Tiki and Panther watching TV with their dad. Yeah, sometimes that's just the way to go. So how's everybody's books going? Did y'all get much reading done? Or did y'all get distracted as well? Excuse me. have I done? I got a whopping 20 pages. But we just had a nice, intriguing development. So, most of this book has been lots of battles on the way to get, the sorceress, her staff, which has her memories and all of her powers, and she finally got that back. And then we had a couple of armies battling over who was going to kill her and get that power. So, kind of like a 5 armies deal of, we have a common enemy, but we're going to fight amongst ourselves. And so we just had part of that play out. Another chapter down. Nice. Yeah, I haven't finished the chapter, but it's got like little breaks within the chapter. Sometimes it'll be 3 paragraphs. Sometimes it'll be 5 pages to the next one. Speaking of 5 pages, that's all that's left in that chapter. Up to page 30. Good so far. Nice revisit to characters. Nice. Especially if it's been a while. I'm going to need to brush up. I forgot some of this. Shoot, even when I'm reading a series straight through, sometimes I still forget. I'm like, that was 3 books ago. Wait, what? I have forgotten over the last 1,000 pages when we've had different enemies. Is it the Enterprise or the Next Generation Star Trek? I'm going to drop here as it's nearly 1 a.m. Having a mixed time with today's book. Well, thanks for visiting. Hopefully you get some good sleep tonight. Get caught up after all your vacation and work. And hopefully your book will be better tomorrow. You just gotta get the crappy stuff out of the way first, which is totally a horrible way of doing things. You're supposed to start with the hook. We'll try again tomorrow. Hope everyone has a great rest of the night. Well, thank you. You as well. Yay, we're making connections. I love it. Star Trek original. Spock, Kirk, and McCoy. I remember Spock and Kirk. McCoy. Is that their little Well, I remember the current-ish movies. It was this little Scottish guy that was working on the ship with them, or is that the Doctor? There's also Kirk's friend that was terrified of space, and he was their doctor. I can't remember his name. Everybody here has booktube channels. That's okay. You don't have to have a channel to join in and, get on all the bookish fun. McCoy's the doctor, Scotty's the engineer. Nice. I love making content for the channel, but I'm like, well, while I'm making this, that means I don't have time to watch that. I'm like, yeah, I have time, except for that I can't. I have earbuds. I'm like, this would be great. I could listen at work. But work is way too loud. So there's always the, do I record or do I watch? Because I feel bad getting the notification. Like, oh, wait, I didn't watch that. That was 3 days ago. So it's fun, but it also gets a little stressful. I'm I feel bad not watching people's videos. But then I'm like, oh, well, now I feel bad not making any videos for anyone because I was watching them. It's always a balance. And then you gotta get the actual reading done. Which is fun, but also crap, I have to have time because it's kind of hard to hold a book and pet the dogs. If you like, books as well as, cats and nature, you got to check out Elaine's channel. And Vin does a bit of everything. And he's very detailed with his reviews and whatnot. So, you'll get a very in-depth one there. Same cat. Sometimes I think, just go back to being a viewer, but then think about my viewers. I'm like, wait. It's like, if I stop making them, then nobody's going to see the animals. And if they stop making them, I won't get to see theirs. It's like, somebody has to tell people about these books that they're not going to hear about otherwise because they're not new and popular. You are more than welcome. But we got small channels, but I love it. It's just such a nice community of, all right, I'm subscribed to all these people, but I mainly watch these 10, and then we just all get to talk all the time. And then slowly branch out to others. All right, you're kind of cool. I'm going to watch your stuff just so we can have conversations. It's like trying to decide what book to read next. I look at the pile and can't decide. Like, crap, there's 20 more videos I need to watch today, and I've got time for 5. So it's like, yeah, caught up on. Oh, now I'm upstairs because I put out 3 more. Part of the reason I try to keep mine short, I'm like, all right, now y'all can kind of visit with everybody. But then sometimes you're just, nope, I'm just into it, and it just ends up long. I don't know what on earth I'm going to read this month because everything that I had planned, so I'm like, I'm definitely going to read this in June. I ended up finishing in May, so I'm like, well, I want to read that on my Kindle before I leave the unlimited trial. But that's all that genre, and that's most of my TBR pile, and I can't read the same genre at the same time because I get confused. I love the small little channels, nice people and great connections. Nice to meet new folks. Yes, exactly. I wish I was big enough that I could start actually affording my book hobby, at least a little bit off BookTube, but it is what it is. I got 6 folks that I like to chat with. So I still got my little family, and that's way more fun. The big channels, that's awesome, but y'all can't really talk to people because y'all got 400 comments, and good luck keeping up with all of that. Honestly, I don't know how Ollie and Michael manage. Y'all's channels are huge, and y'all always have a ton of flipping comments from different people. It's not, oh, we're having a conversation. It's just that many different people. How do y'all respond and be knowing these people by name? I watch BookTube all the time. Glad I have to watch. Well, I promise we all very much appreciate that. It's so good. It's yay, one person liked it. I did my job. Gotta spread all the bookish good news. Or occasionally warn you. Back just sub to Vin. I love that. It really is such a community. Everybody looking after everybody. One of the few places that isn't backstabby instead. Vin cracks me up. I swear he likes, Noah will do reading sprints, and then Vin gets on it, and he's even goofier there than he is on here. And then I have to give him crap in all the comments. Agreed about trying to keep up. Also agree, nice, no drama. Mm-hmm. Are you all able to read monthly from a list? I can't. I'm a mood reader through and through. I try. We're like, I pick like 5 or 6 books from my favorite genres. I'm like, depending on which mood I'm in, I'm gonna read one of this. But which mood I'm gonna be in, I have no idea. And occasionally I'm like, sometimes I will get through that whole list, and other times I'm like, yeah, I said I was gonna read this, but I don't want to. I'm gonna read another one from that genre instead. So I try, but there's a reason my TBR started off as 87 books this year. And then it went up, and I was it. The bad part is it started at 63 last year, and I challenged myself to finish that before like going back through all my old ones and seeing what's worth keeping. So I started last year with 63, and this year with 87. I didn't do too good, and almost all of my books I read last year ended up being off Kindle Unlimited instead of off my like TBR bookcase, because there's so many options. I'm like, I'm gonna read. Ooh, it recommended this, and now I'm onto that. So I probably got about 100 different series going, and like 10 of them that are completed. I'm glad I have more to watch. Mood reader this week I've started 6 different books. No, dang, you are. I don't know how you do that, because I'm like, I either have to finish it or I'm DNFing it. I can at least do that. I'm a mood reader, but it's like I'm vaguely disciplined. Mostly because if I try to do 6 different books, I'm gonna get too confused. I maxed at 3, and I try to only do like 1 physical, 1 ebook of separate genres. But my brain can't handle otherwise. I start going, this. Oh crap! That was that other book. I learned that the hard way once. I tried to read 2 action novels at the same time, and I kept getting them confused as to what happened in which. We were just over here fighting. Oh, never mind. That was that book. This is what's going on in this one. That was a really hard one. It's like right now I've got fantasy, and I was reading action until my Libby book finally came in, and so now I have another fantasy, but thankfully they are completely different. Sounds like me. Yeah. I don't know how y'all do it. I would be far too scatterbrained. So what other books are you reading right now, Deb? All physical. My mind is weird. Too bored just having one on the go. But if a book gets me, I will stay up that night and finish. I used to know. I was like, I'm gonna. My eyes hurt. I'm tired. I've done that a couple times with Rollins novels. I only have 50 more pages. My eyes literally hurt. I'm tired, but I need to know. Another one's like, I'm gonna. Oops, I just face planted. Yeah, I always have to have 2 books going, but that's it. And then if music comes on, I'm like, all right, now I can't focus because there's like, I can do music, but it can't, or TV, but it can't have words. Even if I don't like it, I'm paying attention because I'm listening to the words. The ADD kicks in. I have to remember I don't work anymore, so lots of time to read. I actually sneak in more reading at work. I'm like, well, I don't have time to like do a search. I'm at work. I can read a paragraph between doing this and that. Because I'm at home, like, oh, I really want to read this book on my phone. Oh, they talked about something interesting. Let me look that up. Or, hey, I've never heard that word before. Oh, it's tied to this. Oh, that reminds me, I need to look up this. And I just go down the rabbit hole. And, oh, this reminds me of this person. And now I'm on Facebook checking out something on somebody. It's crazy. I read 3 or 4 at a time too. My brain is constantly bouncing around. Yay for, not being the only one whose brain is all over the place. Oh, I thought you were taking a nap, Henry. You just missed the babies. Little man's made a couple run-ins, but he doesn't like snuggling in here. Rainy busted in the second I put Jackie Boy back in his room, but little man came in, said hi, gave me some kisses, and then he snubbed me. I think he's back on guard, or maybe he's supervising the boyfriend's project. But I think he just came in about, 10 minutes ago? A little kiss and run. God. A Gentleman in Moscow, Akko War. I'm guessing that's a Sarah J. Maas thing. And Crime and Punishment. Ooh, those all sound like some hefty books. It's Crime and Punishment, if that's what I'm thinking of, that's one of those classics that's like, wee! Gentleman in Moscow, I have no idea about. Akko. Yeah, if it's Sarah J. Maas, I have not read her. I've heard very much mixed reviews. I just am like, all right, I need to forget that this is supposedly good so it doesn't go up here and I can enjoy it. But I've also heard it gets, like, the first books are really good and then they turn very heavy, like, smutty romance. Part of why I love working outside. Nature calms me. I like the idea of that. And then I remembered this. Like, I was filling up the bird feeders and just kind of walking around the yard to see if anything had sprouted up, and like I could feel myself sunburning this morning. Rude sunlight shouldn't be up at that early in the morning. It's supposed to be safe before 8 o'clock, but no. Like 10 minutes I was outside, like, oh, let me take a picture of my new flower before it like wilts or something, and nope, already burnt. But it's like, gotta get it pretty so I can look at it through my living room window. So I love looking at all the flowers and the wildlife. So I'm living vicariously through your videos now. But even there, I bounce from one job to another. It all gets done eventually. Yes, like I have a plan in my head, but that requires a lot more time and money. And then half the time my planning doesn't work. I'm like, I'm going to do this, and I get the stuff, and then it dies on me. It's not nice. Like, even my petunias are dying this year. Usually, I love those. They smell good, they're bright, they're pretty, they survive me. I've had 4 out of the 10 die this year. But then my other stuff is like going crazy. Like, I got one little rose. It's like I got frozen, and then the bunnies chewed on me. It's got one little stem, but it's trying so hard. My granddaughter is reading it too. How old's your granddaughter? Oh, hello, man. Come here. Come give Mama some lovies. Good boy. Oh, excuse you. Just gonna burp at Mama? Okay. I forgive you, my burpy boy. Was that a good burpee? Or did you just wake up from your nap? You got kind of sleepy eyes. Were you tucked in being a nappy boy? Good job. Our weather here is crazy. Hot and sunny couple days. Last few cloudy and cold. Mm-hmm. Oh, did you hear somebody? You gotta go check it out. Okay. No. Oh, thank you. He gave you a little tail wag. And then turned the corner again. Yeah, our weather has been like, it's like 50s in the morning, and then middle of work day, it's like 90s. And that's not fun. Oh, are you supervisor, little man? You're the cutest supervisor anyone's ever had. What you looking for?
Glasses.
Like safety glasses or like actual glasses?
My big old stupid glasses.
Are they on your bookshelf in the bedroom?
I don't think so. I'll find them.
And that's why I have a specific places I put these, because otherwise I will need my glasses to find my glasses. And if I ever fall asleep and I don't put them in that spot, I am terrified. I don't know where they are. I checked both locations. I can't find them. She's 19. She loves Sarah J. Maas. She seems very popular. Like, I see a lot on BookTube about her and on Facebook. So I was actually just laughing at Noah because he's like, yep, I like the first one, but he also says he really doesn't like smut. And everything that I've seen is, the first book's good, and you think it's a nice slow burn romance. And then by like the third one, it gets spicy. But that's only the Akatar series that I've heard anything about. I know she has other series, but I haven't heard anything other than, yeah, I read it. Have you read this series again? I think it's supposed to be a Beauty and the Beast retelling. So I'm waiting for Noah to finish some more of them and see if he says they're still worth reading. I trust his judgment more than some of these other folks. So if she likes just like, is she in it for like the romance, or does she just like Beauty and the Beast? Because I've found quite a few Beauty and the Beast retellings. Some have been really good. Some of them I'm like, why? No. It's like, this had such potential and then you ruined it. I haven't read her yet, on my growing list of authors to check out. That is a huge list, isn't it? It's forever growing. I might need a few more lifetimes. But then there'll be even more books, so it's just a never-ending problem. So we have to be warned about the bad ones so we don't waste our time. What's really bad is when it's an author you trust and then they still put out a bad one. How could you do this to me? Which is kind of how Dean Koontz has been doing me lately. Finally found my notebook, so now easier to keep track. Yeah, I would be the one that would lose the notebook. So it's all like, oh, they mentioned this book. Let me go look at it. And I will add it to like a wish list, or if it's on Kindle Unlimited, I have a little private list of, remember to download this one at some point. But then it's so big, I will never be able to download and read all of those either. Or then I've got the ones that I'm like, yep, this is going on Goodreads. For if I ever have money, I will get that one. But to get all these other ones, it's only like 500 bucks on each. And that's just so I can find the author of the series. It's not the whole track. I want to try her other series too before I make a final decision on it. if she is a favorite or not. Nice. I have over 50 rating on Goodreads. Only 50? I don't even want to know what mine's up to. It's in the hundreds. I think she likes the romance. Ah. That's when I like the romance to like accidentally end up in the background. I've never gotten into the full on romance ones. The other one was like, this is, darn it, that was more mushy than I thought it was going to be. I just read a couple months ago, there was a paranormal one. I'm like, this is going to be all vampires. And then there's romance that happened to have a vampire on one half of it. It was so sad. Hubby has to win lottery to cover all the books I want, even with great thrift store deals. Pretty much. Like, I always feel like I'm doing good if I can make it out of the bookstore for under $70. And that is the thrift store. Like, I don't go to Barnes & Noble or any of those, like, actual bookstores. Like, I can't be paying full price. Then I can only get, like, $3. Which would probably be good, because then that would be enough that I could actually get them all read, but that ain't happening. I always come out with, like, 12. Though the last few hauls have been very tiny. I'm trying to be better about it, but we'll see. When you got all those books, I'm like, well, I might never find them again because they're not popular, so I have to get them now so that I remember and I can find them. But that has burned me a couple times because I found some authors that sounded good and then I hated them. The plot summary promised this, but that's not at all what was delivered. Have you ever heard of Cat Reads It? She's a fellow booktuber that she was big into romance, and I know she likes Sarah J. Maas, but she's very bubbly and excitable. So like I don't even like romance. I still like watching all her shorts. So she might be a good one for books for your granddaughter. Assuming she doesn't already have like 60 books waiting in the wings of her other favorite authors. That was me at Indigo. Much better finds and less expensive at thrift store. Especially when I rebuy some I stupidly unhauled a few years ago. I've done them like, I don't have this one. And then I get home, I'm like, oh, no, I did have that one. It's the next one that I don't have. Well, that was $4 wasted. Me either on the romance books. Gives me vampire or werewolf involved in romance, then I'm in. Yes. So that's why I like urban fantasy. Like, you read enough of them, there is romance, but it's more of a, I'm still doing this. I just, love you enough that I'm going to be sad if you die in the process. Like, I've been reading Heather G. Harris. She has an Other Realms series and 2 spinoffs, and they all have romance. Like, one's with a dragon, one's a werewolf, and one's a griffin. But they're not like romance. They're just, well, we got into some battles together, and well, I ended up liking you after like the second or third book. But they're still like, I love you, but stay on my way. I gotta go kill this guy. I freaking love it. Vampires are my favorite. I got started off on Anne Rice at 13. That is not romance. That is just monsters and gothic vibes, and I love it. Though she did kind of go off the rails after a while. The whole Marius and Armand thing was. I'm okay with them having edited out a lot of that when they republished Blood and Gold. I've actually never seen an Indigo, or I don't think we never had those in Georgia or anywhere that I have lived. There was a Books a Million when I would visit Florida, but even so, that one I haven't seen that much of. Sadly, fewer books now, mostly other stuff now. Part of why I go in the thrift store. Yes. Thrift stores are the best. The one I go to, like a strictly book one, is Hooked on Books for me. Though I still miss the ones that I had in New Mexico. Like Page One Books was the freaking best. That's where I got my Grimm Brothers and a few other really cool ones. That I could get a whole bag of books at the thrift store like a mile down the road for $2. We have 2 Goodwill. Just Books. Several others close more. Oh, nice! Yeah. So there isn't one of those around here. We just have like antique thrift stores that occasionally have little, spots of books, but half of that's Westerns or romance like my library. 2 genres I don't like. And those are the easiest to find. Though I did find a really cool, like, Scottish castles book at the one of the antique stores, so that's fun. Yay, fellow Anne Rice fan. You're in good company. I really need to do a reread of her series, but I just like, I swear I had that book 5 moves ago. I don't know where it got lost. 3 Anne Rice waiting. I've got the first 6, and then I'm missing like 2 in the middle. And one of her last ones, I think I only got it from the library. I'll eventually get that whole series again and do a reread. But might take some looking for. I was surprised. I went to the used bookstore and they only had the Armand that I realized belatedly I actually have. You guys have second. What? What's it doing? Second and Charles use. I have never heard of that. Is it like a really big used bookstore or like more of like a small independent one? Except some. Oh, hello, welcome back. Look about me. Hello. Oh, you're not gonna do your Elvis impression for me. Good boy. You're my good little man. Good boy. Were you by yourself for a minute? And that's unacceptable. Oh, my snaggly little man. I used to have 5 First of Chronicles, unhauled years ago. Got Interview Again and Princess Sat. Didn't plan other 3 books. Price too good to pass up. Nice. Yeah. I've got up through Armand, and then I have, what is it? I think I have Blood and Gold. I'm missing Blackwood Farms, and Blood Canticle and Blood Communion. I think I got Atlantis, like Princess Sat, and Princess Sat and Atlantis. There's one that has the red title and one with the blue title, but I think there's some more in there. I'm gonna have to look up her thing now. I can't remember what. I know I'm missing some books, but I can't remember what all they are. I can't remember what else. Damn. Yeah, Merrick. That's the other. That's number 7. That's the one I'm missing. Yeah, Blood Communion was the only one they had at my library. She's got that many books, and that was literally the only one they had. Yeah, basically, I'm missing the ones that are of the witches, which, they're okay, but I wasn't a big fan of the Mayfair witches that much. And I read her Passion of Cleopatra, and I was just disappointed. It was not as good as Ramsay's at all. Blood Canticle is the one my library is missing, so we'll have to find a copy to finish the series. Oh, the only book my library has is the one that yours is missing. They really need to get it together. Like, how can you not have, like, Anne Rice? She's kind of classic. She brought vampires back. It has books, manga, records. It's pretty good size, 2 floors here. I would be in so much trouble with the 2-story bookstore. Merrick, I read first this time and decided to read the Chronicles again and the Mayfair Witches. I think I read those ones once, but I wasn't like, okay, I need to read this again soon. So they might have gotten unhauled. They might be buried somewhere. Didn't like Witching Hour first or second read. Didn't mind Lasher and Taltos. I think I have Lasher. I don't think I've ever had Taltos. I just remember him vaguely as a character. Have you watched the, I think it's AMC that has the Mayfair Witches series, or is that Paramount? I've heard the series of it is really good. Though when they try to do the straight up like vampire one, they kind of, when I understand, they butchered that one. For bookstore, I would be there for. Yep. I think I've seen one Barnes and Noble that was really, really huge. But everything else has been small, 1 floor. I saw first 2 episodes of which is way different from the book. For me, that would be fun because I read those books so long ago that I honestly would not know if they got it right or wrong. I think I read those rounds about in high school, and We ain't gonna say how long ago that was. Might be fun to, get a temporary subscription to the service just to watch that show and like, all right, I'm done. Now I can read the books and it won't make me mad that they got it wrong because I won't even know. Not as long as for me. We ain't even gonna say it. I'm 3. If you make me mad, read between the lines for my age. Or like my aunt, she still tells people she's 25 when her kids are in their 50s. It's like, nope, I will never be older than 25. I'm old enough to go to the bar and rent a car, and that's all I need. I'm just gonna stop aging there. I am 60 and loving it. I love it. Like everybody always tries to hide their age. Do you do audio much? I cannot. Like my mind zones out way too much to be doing audio. I have to be the one in control of reading it to focus on it. I have tried, and that was a very interesting book because I don't know what happened in the middle. Like we were in a battle, and then stuff happened, and then a lot of people were dead, and I don't know what happened. Now, maybe if we could get Henry Cavill to narrate some books, then maybe I could focus a little bit. Or I might go off into daydream land and yeah. Nope, I earned all this gray hair. Totally good with my age. That's what my mom was like. You gave me this one and this one and this one and this one, and your brothers gave me those ones. I earned all of these from y'all. Here's I had one coworker. She's like, I can't wait to be in my 60s. I got one more year and I can get Social Security. Like, dang. That is a good point, but that is the first one I've ever known that has wanted to be older and like bragged about how close she was to like being well into her 60s. Like, everyone was like, all right, I dyed my hair. I'm so blonde. You don't know. Like, she was counting down the days till she hit 62. I just wish mine would stop thinning. My ponytail used to be much thicker, and now, yeah, this is it. Like, come on, I'm a redhead. That's who I am. Because I gotta keep my hair. That way people, can see the warning label. I used to tell my students they gave me gray hair. Even to the one kid, he owed me a box of clear. Oh my gosh, I love it. Matthew, hey, what's up? Just in time. We got one more sprint. What movie's playing tonight? Got a book to finish. Movie playing is The Fall Guy. Ooh, if that's the one I think it is, that's one I want to actually watch at some point. So you'll have to let me know if it's any good. What book are you reading? Already saw it. It was fantastic. Nice. To see if my movie theater gets it. I don't know why I just blanked on that word for a minute. Almost finished with the Authenticity Project. Nice. Oh, you will love this. It cracked me up earlier because I'm on that Robin Reads thing, and it sends me, "Hey, these books are on sale." The very first book, it wasn't the same, wasn't by the author that you read, but the first one was The Coil. And as soon as I saw that name, I just thought of you and started cracking up. Like, it's still, I read like the plot summary of it, and it didn't sound good, but I was like, oh my gosh, it's the book. It won't go away. It's everywhere now. I wonder if that one had sexy chins in it too. It burned up really well though. I think that might have been my favorite part of your video this morning. It was like, oh, I know what's up. I love it. I love books and I love fire. Normally I'm against it, but from the sounds of that one, it had it coming. You should have waited till like winter and then you could use it. It's like, it was kindling. We were cold. We had to. Or got some marshmallows and, really put it to some use. Use the book to make s'mores. Oh my goodness. We're all gonna get kicked off BookTube for burning books. So those Richard Lemons had me thinking about it, not gonna lie. I wanted to put some funeral music over the footage, but I ran out of time. I love it. I have a Halloween prop that it plays a funeral dirge and the roses wilt, but I'm not allowed to do it because it freaks out Franny. So now I have to hide it up where I can't hardly reach it, so I can't like hit the button on it. But it's got bloody white roses that wilt and play funeral song. To record it and like, here, you can use this audio over your thing next time. That would be kind of fun to prop in the background next time I read a really bad book. Sounds like my kind of Halloween. Yes, I love Halloween. I will be kicking off my Summerween as soon as I find some new decorations in the store. And I'm reading The Broken Mage, which, if it wasn't for the romance with like a Snape-ish type character, it's very Lord of the Rings hobbity. Record it outside so Franny doesn't get upset and then add it in. Yes! Thankfully, I haven't read any terrible books since I get rid of Lemon, but it's totally coming. Or make it an intro for my Grims. Hello, big girl. You're early. We got 25 minutes. So, do we have to start our next sprint so then we can talk about it and I can feed you dinner? Or do you want to hang out until dinner time, big girl? Come here. She's being all shy. I'm surprised she's not throwing her butt around because she's a big girl, but she's got a corgi booty. You're just the world's biggest weenie corgi dog, aren't you? Because she cracks me up when she stands up. She likes trying to get stuff off the stove. And then you realize her legs are not that much bigger than Lil Man's. She's just all body. She did. That and so, yep, she gets dinner in like 24 minutes. So that was her kindly reminding me that Hey, feed me now. I hope I have no other books this year as bad as the coil. Fingers crossed for you. Short little legs. She's just tall enough that Jack was able to get under her, and that's how he got lost and nutsos. He walked under her and was like brushing her belly, and then got lost for 5 months. But she's a big girl. You saw her, she's a big girl, but it's little baby legs. And then she's got the little nub tail. She's corgi in the back and weenie when she stands up. Her attitude is all rot bark. So we don't know what she is. Other than very food motivated and fluffy. Shall we kick off our last sprint and see if we get any more visitors before doggy feeding time? Yes, glad Jack found his way. He didn't actually. He wandered into a guy's doggy door because he was just that dehydrated, and they took him to the pound. And I'm kind of mad at this. Like, I told him, I was like, I had been calling, the pound and both vets in town going, hey, if somebody brings this cat in, that's my cat. He got lost. We're looking for him. And they posted a picture of him, like the pound did, was like, hey, these are some of our new, pets up for adoption. He's not up for adoption. That's my cat. He had gone from, he was 14 pounds when he got lost. When they took him in, he was only 9. And he was a whopping mile from the house. Our formerly outdoor cat got lost within a mile and could not find his way home for 5 months. And so now he's kind of crazy. But he's getting better. It's taken 6 years, but he's getting better. So we'll finish on up. And he'll probably make a visit next week if I'm able to make some sprints. Yeah, we're glad he's back too. He's slowly getting cuddly again. He remembered how to clean himself. Now we just got to get him to train JB on how to properly cat. petting long-haired dogs. The hair gets everywhere. He got stuck in the bottom of my glasses and was tickling my eye. Hello. Good boy. Good boy. You gonna get me? Good boy. You get mama. Good boy. That's a sweet little man. Yeah. Did your other human leave the living room too? Crap. No, don't lick that. But you have 2 water dishes. Don't lick Mama's glass. Ow, that's my toes you're stepping on, big girl. That's my toesies. It is. Hello. I know. Yeah. He's got big ears. Got the big ears. Good girl. Your little man's here for some lovies. You're here to try to bribe me into early dinner. And sniffing your brother. Does he have a sexy back? Is that my good little man? Your sister waiting to soft scream with her fuzzy butt. good. And it is. Oh, congrats on finishing your book, Matthew. Bye, Deb. Thanks for hopping in. It was great talking to you again. Hopefully your book was good. Mine is. They're definitely trying to get me to buy the next one in the series. We just had a nice breakthrough. So, how did everybody's reading go? I still have plenty of other. Yeah, we do kind of have never-ending TBRs that keep growing. I'm glad your book's going well. Hopefully you finish it and you have a lovely evening. Thank you so much for stopping in. My book was fine. Didn't love it. Didn't hate it. Mine was... I can't say that there's not action in here. It's just that one character that... She reminds me of Snape, and our main character likes her, and that bugs me. But, like, this is the 8th book in the series, and the whole thing has been leading up to, we've got this chick that can take out our big bad, but she lost, she didn't lose. She purposely stripped herself of her memories and her powers to, put herself to sleep so she could wake up at a certain time to stop the guy coming back. And she just got her powers back. Oh, I'm badass again. Bring it on. And yeah, that's where that chapter ended, is back suckers. I ended up doing kitty time. They insisted. They do get insistent on occasion. I don't know if y'all heard, but Jack was doing his dying meow that used to freak me out because I thought he was actually in there sick, and he's just, nope, that was just you're gonna come in rushing in here to check on me, and I'm gonna make a run for it. I'm not falling for that trick anymore. You've done it a couple hundred times. Kind of like he'll milk it and be like, I want you to rub my belly at night when I go to turn off his light and tell him good night. And he just flops over and does his pitiful meow and shows you his belly. And when you open the door enough so you can reach in and pet his belly, he runs for it. If he had more tricks, he'd be really sneaky. But he only really has 2. I've caught on to them over the last few years. But to anybody not used to him, he is pitiful, and oh my gosh. So, what book are you going to pick up next since you finished that one, Matthew? Or are you looking at your stack and going, which one am I in the mood for? Fur kids know how to milk it. Oh, yeah, they do. Little man gives the face. Franny occasionally gives face. Mostly she just goes for fussing, or if she's sitting, she tries to swing on you. JB's the only one that hasn't figured it out. All he has to do is sit next to his food bowl, and he meows, and the boyfriend feeds him. Like, nope. Your thing's overflowing. If I don't get to pet you, you can eat the food you have. I'll probably continue working on Deadwood and Maleficent 7. I just love the name Maleficent 7. Like, that sounds like such a good time, despite that it's Western, which is so not my thing. But I love the evil Disney villain reference. Deadwood, just because that could either be creepy, or that could be really dirty creepy. I'm not sure which way that's gonna go. But either way, it sounds like something I should, make a 12-year-old boy joke about and giggle. It isn't a Western, though. Deadwood is very much a Western. But with a name like Deadwood, it just sounds like it's begging for inappropriate jokes. Maleficent 7, that's the one with all the monsters, though, right? I remember you mentioning it in your video, but now I have kind of slightly blanked. But I remember going, ooh, that one sounds good. It's monstery. And I love monsters. As long as they don't turn into a romance. I was going to take a sip, but my cup is covered in little man slobber. He's lucky he's so cute. Yeah, Maleficent 7 is a group of monsters, orcs, necromancers, that are teaming up to wipe out the human empire. Why am I so for that? I love it. Hey, I got orcs. We don't really have any necromancers, but I got orcs. I love it. Or Twinkle, just wrong. See, Twinkle doesn't, like, no, that just makes me think of the little children's song. But Deadwood is, wow, my mind is, it has been tainted over the years. It is also very bloody. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna need to find that one on sale if it ends up being good. Because you've had a lot, they're like, these are gonna be good. And they start off and then they end badly. So I'm gonna wait for your review and then I might have to be like looking for that one. That sounds right up my alley. I'll be doing a review when I finish. Woohoo! Find out if it's worth it. And then that will be the fun part of trying to find it on sale. Because I'm like, all right, hey, this one website has it. But I have to spend another $30 or pay twice that in shipping. That's how they always get me. It's like, you have to spend $35, but I only want this one and it's only $5. Well, it's either that or $8 in shipping. They get me every time. I got lucky and found the last copy on the shelf at half price books for $6. Nice. That's how, like, I can't go to used bookstores and not bring it home. Like, I'm never gonna find it again. So it has to come home. Even if I don't have room for it. And I have a ton of others that are waiting. It has to come home. But I'll do another unhaul at the end of the year. Well, it's time to feed the pups before Franny barges in here and beats the crap out of me and yells at me. Because I am actually 10 minutes late now. So it was great talking to all y'all. Thank you so much for stopping in. And I will see you on your next videos. Bye, everyone. Happy reading and sleep well when you get to it.